This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you. We're live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino here on a football Friday. We are loaded to the gills today. Mike Somich on the program, VSiN host, always comes loaded with a bunch of plays in the NFL, player props, sides, totals. David Baker, former Super Contest winner out here in Las Vegas at the Westgate, loves playing Survivor. He's on in 90 minutes. Matt Vasgersian on the program. Can Cal Raleigh win the American League MVP? What is he hearing about that? No Chuck Edel today. Unfortunately, he had something pop up today, so he's not going to be able to make his weekly appearance, Paulie. And a lot to get into beginning in the NFL based on what happened last night. First of all, favorites continue to get the job done. Overall, winning games outright. Anyway, Bills advance with Survivor. So on the year, they did not cover. The Dolphins did that. But favorites are 24-9. Favorites of 3+ are 19-3 straight up. Favorites of 6+, 8-0. And how about this? Since week 13 last year, favorites of 4+ points are 64-7 straight up. So moneyline parlays, with this Survivor stuff that we get into every single week. Last night, Miami was live, but that INT by Tua was completely unacceptable.
Yeah, horrible throw. Didn't see him. And the roughing the punter penalty was enormous. I think Miami could have won that game.
Changed the game completely.
Yep. Favorites of 6+, 47-4 run straight up as well. It's incredible what's going on.
How about that?
Yep. He drops to 2-14 straight up now on the road against teams with a winning record with that tough loss.
How about the dink and dunking again last night?
No kidding. What are we doing here?
The yards per attempt, the yards per completion, all of it so low when you have the speed burners on the team. Everything's at the line of scrimmage or maybe a little bit, beyond it.
I know. It's just a Charlie check down. And it's good to see at least they got Ollie Gordon involved too. You really have to criticize and call McDaniel into question. Why give this guy the ball? He's a beast back there.
Well, you saw, by the way, not only just the goal line that he got, but that 116-yard run that he had.
Yeah.
When the game was still on the line, he's mashing people. He's getting hit like at a yard after contact, and then he just bowls over a couple of guys and adds like 15 yards after the first touch and after contact to that run. The guy's really, really good. They have weapons.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
But the defense, and then how about the way that the team total for the Bills got there and also the game with that final field goal as well. So when you look at Bills, we'll find out how popular they were here at Circa. Are you fully invested here with Seattle this week?
Yes. With the Tampa news? Yes. I still think Tampa wins the game, but there's too many guys hurt. You got the right guard, the right tackle. You got Wirf's no good. You got Mbuka questionable.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if Tyrod Taylor can go in the punch bowl here. Screw things up.
So let me ask you this, though. Based on, again, what we saw last night, what is your level of concern, despite all those injuries with the Buccaneers, with the Jets offense? Because, again, keep in mind, the Ravens did whatever they wanted for 50-ish minutes on the Sunday night game, scored 40 points offensively. Just, it was an explosion for that team that night. Should have won the game. Last night, Miami, by far and away their best. I get it. They're 0-2. They're desperate division team, yada, yada, yada. They were right there until the very end. The Jets did nothing the entire game against this Bills defense that also had injuries in that game.
Yep. They shouldn't be able to run the ball on them. You can't run on Tampa. So then it becomes a Taylor game, and he's dink and dunk anyways. So and plus you got to love Mayfield and how he's playing, and it doesn't matter who's out and getting the job done. So I think Tampa will win, but I think Seattle is the safer play against the Saints and fading a quarterback who's 0-8 career, and now he takes his act on the road. 3
touchdowns last week for Rattler. The Saints are 1-5 ATS in their last 6 road games. Let me point this out with Seattle, though. Again, 4-9 straight up at home last 13. They lost 5 games last year at home, outright. They were laying 7 to the Giants.
Hello, same situation.
Yeah?
Yep.
They were 2-7 ATS at home last year.
Yep.
Let's go back to 2023. They lost 3 games at home. They were 3-4-1 ATS. In 2022, they lost 4 games. They were 4-point favorites to the Raiders and Carolina, 4.5 to the Rams. They lost them all outright. And if you go back to even Russell Wilson's final year in Seattle, they lost 5 games in 2021. They were 6.5 points. This is all at home. 6.5-point favorites to Tennessee, 4-point favorites to Jacksonville, 5.5-point favorites to Arizona, 7-point favorites to Chicago. They lost all those games outright. They are horrible at home, and it's not just like a 1 or 2 year thing.
Yeah, but you're good points, but they're playing the worst team in the league, what I believe to be the worst team in the league, and the team that's going to score the fewest amount of points. So I like what I've seen so far out of the offense. Defense is pretty good as well, coming off the big win in Pittsburgh, and I think they'll win, and I wouldn't be surprised if everyone teases both teams and they cash with Tampa and Seattle, because the upsets we haven't seen the upsets here going back to week 13 of last year.
I think the Saints will have Seattle's attention this week. I mean, it is the NFL. These are pros we're talking about. But even Leonard Williams this week told the media, quote, "I think that any given Sunday is something that's just so real and believable in this league. Literally any week, any team can win. So you never want to overlook a team." That's one guy. But you like to hear that from Seattle as actually money on the Saints now here at Circa. That's down to 7. But that game's a little scary to me. They're going to be very popular. One more thing you brought up that, the Buccaneers, you can't run on them. They are top 5 in rush defense, bottom 10 against the pass. Garrett Wilson has a 37% target share so far on the year. Only 2 players have had a target share that high over a full season. Brandon Marshall with the Bears in 2012. Steve Smith with his unbelievable year in Carolina back in 2005, 20 years ago. Now, is this sustainable for Wilson? Unlikely. But he is, as we pointed out now, the first couple of games, he is by far and away their number 1 target that they have in the air.
Yep. Well, as we talked about yesterday, too, the same scenario happened with Tampa. They were playing good ball. Denver was a mess. Rookie quarterback comes to town, 0-3, and blows them out.
I know.
And that was the carnage week with Survivor. But
So what do you make of the Falcons this week?
They're going to be popular, too. I know I've talked to 3 people that are going to take Atlanta and Survivor. But I got to see more out of it. Number one, can the defense do that on a regular basis, consistent basis? And will they be focused on the run and ground and pound, which I love what they're doing with Robinson and Algier.
Right.
But was it just a horrific Minnesota offense and a quarterback in over his head? And can they come and then...
It was a terrible offensive line. I'll tell you, I watched film from that game. They were not blocking from McCarthy at all.
So can they do it again now against Carolina and slow them down? And a big move on that game. That's from 2.5 to 5.5 now. So, but that's, I can't, that's everything you're not supposed to do. Road team, division game, all of it. But that's, I think that's a little aggressive. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if Atlanta punks them and runs all over that bad defense.
So Bryce Young, I'm not going to really look too much into this game, but I will point it out. In his the last game against Atlanta last year in the regular season, he threw for 252, had 3 touchdowns and 2 more on the ground. Put up a huge fantasy day. The Falcons in that game could not pressure him at all. As you said, 6 sacks against Minnesota last week. And Bryce Young was 35 of 55. This was all done in the fourth quarter for the most part against Arizona. 328 yards passing. He's never had back-to-back games of 300 yards or more. But again, going back, Carolina has covered 5 straight games as a home dog, and they're 8-2 ATS over their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
So there was that angle again. Desperate 0-2 teams. They certainly qualify this year, covering games at a 67% clip over the last 15 years. Miami on the road last night, they got the job done, catching all those points. And, it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. But without that roughing the punter and also the horrible INT by Tua, I don't know, maybe that game goes to overtime. If they score a touchdown, by the way, do they go for 2 there?
I don't think he would have done that. Because Prater was so bad on the first field goal attempt, too, I think. I think he would have kicked it.
Yeah. He was way off on that kick.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't even close. But, also, can Atlanta keep this up? 4th in pressure rate and sack rate. And we'll see if they can do that not only Sunday, but keep that going. And I tell you, if they can do it, I don't mind Morris, Coach of the Year. They probably have to win the division in order for that to cash. But you got to like the Bulls selection, too. Maybe for Coach of the Year, too. Because even with all these injuries now, if they can grab the 1 or the 2 seed?
Well, I'll point out, I think Atlanta is... I know they lost the first game to Tampa Bay. I think Atlanta is no doubt live to win that division.
Yeah. They had a bad game. They admit it, and they couldn't run the ball, and they kind of got away from it too fast, too. But they also needed one stop, and they couldn't get it. So they felt they let that game slip away, and Tampa Bay stole, and I agree with them.
There's also this. It feels like there's at least one team every single year. They're just snake-bitten. The injuries won't stop. Tampa Bay appears to be that team right now.
Oh, it's outrageous.
They're losing everybody.
That's right.
I mean, it started like that in the offseason with the Wirfs injury, who is in everything, offensive tackle for them, one of the best in football. The McMillan news, obviously. They'll get him back at some point. They'll get Wirfs back at some point, but it's Kansas. It's 2 offensive linemen like you talked about. That's not a good sign when you're 2 weeks into the season. And when you saw the video of Mayfield limping around in that game after the Monday night win against Houston, I get it. The guy's a total warrior, but it's a short turnaround here, too. The thing is, like, this Jets defense, I can't take him seriously.
Oh, come on. I mean, yeah.
I really can't.
There was someone yesterday we respect making the case for him, and he's bringing up the defense again. It's 3 years of this. They can't stop anything.
No,
I don't care what the names are.
No, neither do I.
They don't stop anybody, right? And it's the same thing. You have to look at the Steelers. All the big names, they're terrible this year.
Right. God, what do you do with that game, by the way?
A big move on the total. I know, because New England... Now, does Gonzalez play? I don't know, but New England's got the worst pass defense in the league so far.
If Gonzalez does not go, your guy's in for a huge day, I think, Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm sure he's ticked off after what happened last week, too.
No.
Lost and didn't get many touches. So I think I think that's a good observation.
Up next, we'll hit some marquee games in college football. A number is on the move in one of the big games, and which teams are on upset alert. We shall discuss next on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you're serious about football betting, VSiN's got your weekend game plan. Fridays at 7 p.m., it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. Saturday morning, VSiN's college football tailgate show at 9 a.m., breaking down matchups, props, and big-time bets. Later that night, join the football contest show as the sharpest betting minds give you their picks for Sunday's game. And Sunday at 9 a.m., lock in with Mitch and Paulie on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show. Your final stop before kickoff. Check out the full lineup at VSiN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We will get Paulie's look at kicking props for the weekend coming up in about 15 minutes. I bet two guys, I think, so far today. Books were slowed, I think, to roll them out this week, but they are getting there. Slowly but surely with the kicking props. 7-1 last week for you with the write-up at vsin.com.
Yes, sir.
Nice job. We'll continue to go down that path pretty much the entire year, I think. I hope so anyway. And college football here. So a couple things. Diving into this slate of games that we have even a little bit more today, and then paying attention to the odds screen this morning. The Texas Tech-Utah game, which is spectacular tomorrow on paper. Two teams off to great starts. Texas Tech has basically played nobody. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you can really say about the Utah win against UCLA other than it's not that impressive anymore. They pulled away and eventually crushed Wyoming last week, did Utah. But when you compare some of the defensive numbers for both these teams compared to what they're going to be playing up against the offense, when you consider Texas Tech's competition, not great, Paulie. And their defense so far, 53rd in EPA per rush allowed, 55th in EPA per dropback. Utah is 5th. With the defense, and they are 6th overall with the this is Texas Tech's offense versus Utah's defense. Utah elite, top 5 in both those categories on defense. Texas Tech's offense in the 50 range. When you flip it and look at Texas Tech's defense against Utah's offense, well, the Utes are number 3 in EPA per rush, EPA per dropback, and quality drive rate, plus points per quality drive. They're top 10. Texas Tech is in the 50 range, and all of those defensively. And I'm looking at the screen today, and I noticed that most books were moving to either 3.5 or adding juice on Utah. So I was shopping around at Out Here stations. I was able to grab in Las Vegas. I was able to grab 3 minus 110.
Okay.
But they appear to be minus 3.5 now as we're, the game's tomorrow. Game's going to be done by this time tomorrow.
Well, you got that early 10 a.m. start local time, which is bizarre. I like Stormy's angle with the first half under as a result. And I know I got some people in Lubbock that both things can be true. It's an improved defense, but they're good quarterback, but they haven't played anybody. But also the fact that the defense is much improved, and it better be because how much money they spent on this team.
Sure.
In this defense. But Whittingham, they always have a solid defense, and we are presidents of the Dampier fan club. And I know a lot of people have him Heisman tickets as well. So it's big with this game. It's a tough place to play. It's a raucous crowd, and I think they're going to make enough plays on offense and win the game and maybe force a turnover here. But it's tough because of what you do with Texas Tech. That still could be a very good team and maybe one of the best teams in the conference. But just the lack of quality opponents so far. But I do expect an improved defense. With they were number 2 or number 3 in NIL money spent, I believe.
Yeah, they were. I think they were right there behind LSU. So I thought about betting Utah money line, but it was like minus 165, the best number I could find. I'm like, I'll just lay 3. If I lose, I lose. And then the board continued to move in their direction. So I'll take and be happy with that number right now. Did you play? Mm-hmm. Paul Stone came on earlier this week. He gave out Oklahoma minus 6.5. That touched 7 at most books this week. Yesterday. Now there's a little bit more money here on the opponent, Auburn. They're down to 6.5, 7 at some books. I like Oklahoma in this game, though.
Yeah, so do I.
They have been
no Arnold.
Yeah, you think so, right?
Yep.
And they have put together some complete games against, and they have that. The thing that I liked about them was the overall game that they had against Michigan, where I thought they looked pretty damn impressive. And then there was supposed to be some sort of a letdown game at Temple last week, and there was no letdown. And that number went all over the board. Oklahoma came all the way down from like 24 to 21.5, then back to 24. I don't know if some spots got to 24.5 or not in that game. I took Temple plus 24, lost. In Oklahoma, I knew I was in trouble early in that game. And, the defense was not a question coming into the season. They were so good last year. It appears as if they're going to be like super solid again this year. And then like Mateer is, living up to the expectations, maybe even a little bit better.
Yeah, he runs too much though. But you're right. They got a solid defense. I'm buying them as a playoff team. I was in the summer as well. They've been impervious to bad spots. You're right. And I just think it's what Arnold did against Baylor was impressive, but it was with his legs. And that was an indictment of Baylor's defense. But Baylor moved the ball on him at will in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think it's Oklahoma by margin here. And the Mateer Heisman talk really gets real because now here comes all these ranked opponents. and big teams are playing every single week.
Yep. How about the money in this Miami-Florida game? 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, back down to 7.5, back up to 9.5. Now, across the screen, Florida is laying 7.5 or 8 at most spots. I'm like Brad Powers on this one, who joined the show on Wednesday. He was hoping to get 7 on Miami. So was I, although Florida's defense is the real deal.
Yes. Great performance against LSU.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 interceptions, and you hang in, and it's 20-10. There's 7s now. Is that a DK? There's a 7 on the game?
That's at Circa.
Wrong? Oh, it is?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. But this is, Brad also brought up the fact what happened last year. Miami toyed with them and had no problems in the swamp. So we'll see if they can rise to the occasion again. They were awesome last week. They caught South Florida in a good point, too, with their grueling schedule. But it also goes back to how much do you trust Cristobal. But I love the new defensive coordinator and what they're doing defensively. And I like Beck, too. Beck's been great.
He's been really good.
Yeah.
And their receivers, I mean, I know they lost a lot of guys from last year, but they're making incredible plays on a game-by-game basis, the way it seems. So 7 minus 115 here at Circa. I'll see if it comes down to 110 or not before I fire on the Hurricanes in that game. Another bet that I'm pondering here, have we gotten a little bit out of control with Indiana?
I don't know. It depends who you ask. A lot of people think they're Illinois' total frauds. And how are they ranked this high? But Indiana also, it's like they just runs up the score on these bad teams.
Right.
And he's asked about the schedule, and he goes, we're playing an SEC schedule. We'll worry about the big points later, as what Signetti says. But that's...
Well, Illinois is pretty good overall, though.
I don't know. I don't know about that. We're going to find out.
Well, do we know if Indiana's good? They played nobody.
That's fair. I know. Yeah.
It's a lot of money on Indiana. I drive this number up to where it is right now. I know
they had no business being ranked last year. I'll tell you that, Illinois. So I don't know why there's a love affair with this team the last couple of years.
Everybody points to that Duke game and how misleading it was.
Yeah.
That's fine. Even if that the nonsense didn't happen with Duke, like with all the bad turnovers that they had in the game, I don't know, Illinois still scored like 40 points. Maybe they still win it without those turnovers from Duke that day.
This isn't the 9th best team in the country.
Oh, no, that's way too high. I mean,
that's outrageous.
Yeah, it is.
The 7s are gone most places on TCU, too. So this is, the iron skillet. And I know people go into this game and they're ready to go. But then everyone's talked about what happened last year and getting embarrassed and having 60 points hung on them. That Dykes will remember that. But this is how far have the Mustangs fallen here? To go from a playoff team and you lose at home and blow a 2-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter against Baylor. And then the other 2 performances have been bad efforts as well. But if you come out slow against TCU, they'll bury you. And that's why I like TCU first half. But talking to SMU people, they're concerned about the defense, no pass rush, and the guys they lost last year off the D-line. So my friends back there are saying TCU gets it done and they cover.
Money on SMU, like you said, though. Down to 6.5 at a lot of spots.
I haven't seen it. I mean, this is we're a month in here.
They blew the Baylor game, though.
Yeah, but they can't stop anybody.
No, I don't.
That's another thing, too. And a lot of people, I like them. But there's a little critical of Lashley as well, that he goes very conservative when he gets the lead.
I think maybe
somehow how he coaches. And you have a kicker who sucks. So stop. They missed 2 field goals, I believe, in that game, and he settled. There's another coach where they say, I'm good from 40. Well, and he missed it, and you lose in overtime.
Right. I'm pretty convinced that TCU is going to score a lot of points in this game. I think maybe going back to Paul Stone's appearance on Tuesday, he made a case for the over. I think he's right. And it took a little bit of money here this week. Upset alert. Arkansas, Memphis.
Yes.
7.5, mostly gone. If you want to pay some juice on that, you can grab Memphis. But they battled Ole Miss to the death last week. Notre Dame's on deck.
That's right. Sandwich game. That's right. And also, I think Tulane can get Ole Miss.
That's a huge... No Simmons?
Yeah.
Unlikely to play? So I think those 13s are all now... They've been wiped out, and rightfully so. But I think the number still might be a little bit too high. So if you... Here's the thing, right? Ask yourself, can the team win the game outright if you like a dog? I think Tulane might be able to win that game outright. So probably worth a bet overall, and then maybe a sprinkle on the money line as well.
Mm-hmm. There was a group who sent out Nebraska today as well to their clients.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
At
home against Michigan.
Yeah, right.
You can see it's okay. Throw the ball on me. Good luck. See if you can beat me. And if Nebraska can go to 4-0 in that one. And what do we do? What's the panic meter if Arch can't move the ball against Sam Houston?
I'm already panicked.
Is it a full scale 10? If they can't, own fans are booing them.
What's the panic level right now? Honestly,
8.5, 9, 8.5.
he is not throwing the ball like he did last year.
The Quisenberry.
Correct.
Yeah.
The
and
rock
all
skipper.
over the place. That's right. Sam Houston's 0-3. They have a horrendous defense. You're a 39.5-point favorite.
Oh, I mean,
if they can't move the ball.
Well, if he looks a little dicey again, can't find his receivers, and the motion's really, really bad, yet, what was he, 11-25 last week? Yeah, I would say that the panic level is going to be touching 10 at that point.
I love how if you just brought it up, you were mocked and ridiculed. But it's going to be unbelievable. And it's like, it's a sure. When Rodgers made the comment about the hype doesn't match the tape, people flipped out.
Sure. Well, we'll hit field goal props for the week coming up next, and you don't see a number like this for one of the best players in the NFL very often. Find out who it is next.
There's no better time to join VSiN Pro. Right now, get started for just $9.99 for your first 30 days, or save 50% off with an annual subscription. As a Pro user, you'll get our newly updated NFL betting guide, as well as the college football betting guide, the ultimate playbook packed with expert picks, team previews, and best bets. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive features like real-time betting splits, daily best bets, and full access to the VSiN Watch app. Don't miss out. Head to VSiN.com/subscribe and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Get your edge this season with VSiN's College Football Betting Guide, exclusive to VSiN Pro subscribers. It's packed with 136 team previews, preseason top 25 rankings, and best bets from our experts. Pro subscribers also get the NFL Betting Guide, daily best bet emails, exclusive splits, and full access to our premium betting tools. Sign up now at VSiN.com/subscribe for just $9.99 for your first 30 days. Or save 50% with an annual Pro subscription and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Get some props for the weekend here in the National Football League. Paulie's doing a write-up now on the website every week, vsin.com, kicker props. There is a Dexter Morgan feel to it when you read it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that will continue. That's how I roll.
Okay. Great start last week. Mm-hmm. Now, I think when we were on the air a week ago today, like every team, every player was listed already. That's not the case today.
Yeah, it's hard finding long right now. So give it time. And right back with Fairbairn over 1.5. He's on a 13-2 overrun. Also automatic with Aubrey. Dallas longest made field goal of the game. Then I feel the same way about Boswell. And as for all the other picks, you can go check it out, vsin.com, and read the article. They tweeted it out, or go to the website as well for it. Not as much as last week, but there's still plenty of picks up there. And we should have gone 8-0 last week with the picks.
So here are some that I played so far today. Boswell over 1.5 made was minus 110, minus 115.
Wow, that's a good price.
Today in that range.
Yeah.
I bet them both. The reason why I say I bet them both is because the spot where I bet 110, they don't take big bets.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet the 115 as well. I also, again, the Fairbairn is so good. Warren Sharp going back to week 1, all over this.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 120 at Caesars earlier today. Over 1.5. Repeat that on him.
13-2 overrun.
And you can see where this is going to be an issue for that offense scoring touchdowns this year, right?
Yes, it is.
And the defense has a chance to set him up with maybe good field position, maybe some turnovers. They're really good, limiting the other team in long drives, etc. But I don't know how many touchdowns Houston's going to be in for every single week. So this guy is you get within 55 yards and bada bing, bada boom, they're good to go to trot him out there.
There's another kicker I love up there as well, and he's a regular, but you can go read the article, but it's based on play calling, issues in the red zone, and this guy's automatic from anywhere on the field too, I feel.
Let me ask you a couple things here. Does Daniel Carlson with the Raiders need to be on our radar? And that could be just over 1.5.
I don't know. I'd say not yet.
Okay. Other guy?
Yeah.
How about the Falcons?
That's possible. Romo. They cut Koo today.
That's right.
I think the red zone issues could be a problem for Atlanta. And they should be able to, with their offense, make regular trips in opponent's territory. It also appears he's got a big leg. Certainly he did indoors. It was no problem from 50-plus in the win against the Vikings. Romo, I think, could be on that list. That's right. And, we know Carlson's got a huge leg, so that's not a problem either. But I don't know. I just think Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly are going to be aggressive on 4th down and maybe pass on those 3 points. Chip Kelly will be. Can he sell Carroll? And can they get the running game going, too?
Yeah, that offensive line, I know that they've made it a point this week to say, hey, Ashton Genty wants the ball more. He's saying it. Pete Carroll's saying it, for sure. We documented their numbers so far earlier in the week. Their offensive line's trash at blocking. So, on average, he's getting hit on every carry behind the line of scrimmage. That's just how are you supposed to be good? Nobody can be. That's the old argument. Who's a better running back, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders? There is no argument. Emmitt had the best offensive line in history. Barry Sanders' offensive line stunk his entire career. How often do you see Jamar Chase plus 155 to score a touchdown? And you know what? I'll answer my own question because I have it here. So if you go back and look at, and he scored a touchdown last week, but this is how Chase closed the year a season ago with Joe Burrow. He was minus 120 November 7th at Baltimore. He scored 3 times. He was plus 105 10 days later to score against the Chargers. He scored twice. He was minus 105 against Pittsburgh, scored. Minus 155 to score twice against Dallas, scored twice. Minus 135 against Tennessee, did not score. Minus 150 against Cleveland, he scored. He was regularly, and I'm looking at 2 more games, Denver and Pittsburgh, he was 160 to score a touchdown. So there's no Burrow, and guess what they did? They made him plus 155 at FanDuel to score a touchdown. That is a number with a backup quarterback who you've been yelling this from the mountaintops for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Browning should not be a backup. Now, he threw 3 INTs last week coming in, but the guy is not afraid to take shots or to sling it around. and Burrow had a great game last week. I had that in the price on Chase, plus 155. I had to bet that today.
Yeah.
And another one, it's in the same game. Justin Jefferson. So what's the true drop-off from McCarthy to Wentz? Could be an upgrade. Don't know. But he's plus 130. He scored in week 1. He was higher than that against the Bears. He had much lower numbers than this last year. He was odds-on to score, and he was scoring multiple times. Had to take my chance with both those guys in this game based on, again, Wentz might be better than McCarthy, and I think Browning is definitely okay as a starting quarterback here. And one more to keep an eye on two more for this week.
Mason should have a big game.
Aaron Jones is out.
Yep.
Jordan Mason has averaged 94 yards per game in 7 career games when getting 15-plus touches. But his attempts prop in that game is 18.5. It's a touch high.
Yeah.
And also keep this in mind. Tying in Mason with Jacksonville's running backs. Last week, Jacksonville ran for 5.3 yards per carry against the Bengals. That's who Mason gets in that game coming up on Sunday. And then Jacksonville is averaging almost 170 yards rushing per game. I kind of want to ladder. They're not out yet, but I want to look to ladder Boot Scootin' Tootin', the rookie. I think it's going to be plus money to go 30-plus and 40-plus.
The 5-point move on the total, 47.5 to 42.5 in a Viking game. But the Wentz discussion is fascinating because the guy would have won the MVP that year if he didn't get hurt. And then Foles comes in and saves the day. And then he's just been bouncing around, like Chart said, the only quarterback in history, 6 years in a row, different team. And he's backing up Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers. He said, I've learned a lot in the process along my stops, and it's going to help me, he said, on Sunday. But then again, I wouldn't be shocked if he hits 3 picks based on... He was so bad with Indy. And some of these games he's playing are week 18, mop-up duty, week 17 stuff. It's weird.
Right. He might have a Jake Browning game from last week.
Yeah.
Where he could throw, a couple touchdowns, but throw a couple of INTs. That's one game. You also like to play the no defensive touchdown or special teams touchdown in a game, which is usually about a 260 favorite. Might be higher in some spots. You can't bet it in that game.
No, you're right. Not in that one. How about the Rams-Eagles game? So the Eagles are the first team since 2010 to start 2-0 without throwing a touchdown pass.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Hurts had 100 yards last week and 150 yards in the win against the Cowboys. You can't get the ball to Brown. Smith hasn't done much. Now all this talk about the tush push and the Eagles are fired up as well. Got the rematch of the playoff game. When is this offense going to look good? When are we going to see the aerial assault here in the attack and like the Super Bowl champs in the deadly offense? I mean, what's the panic meter if they can't move the ball here? And because you know what the Rams are going to do? The kryptonite here is Barkley, and they had no chance stopping him in the 2 meetings last season.
Yeah, he ran for 460 yards in the 2 games. You heard that right. He went ballistic in both of them. And that's going to have to be the game plan again because the Rams against the pass this year have held opponents to a minus 11% pass rate over expectation. That's the 3rd worst mark in the entire league for opponents so far, or the 3rd best mark by any team, if you want to look at it that way, for the Rams defense. And so through 2 games, I can't believe I'm going to say this, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith have combined for 2 catches over 10 yards. In both games combined.
Yep.
That's it.
Rams are covered 6 in a row. I'm concerned about another trip East Coast. People have brought up, what does that mean for Stafford's back? But the other thing is, it's all been about anti-tush push and they're going back. They're 97% when it's 4th down, their conversion rate. And now the talk is that the legal ban it, what Dean Blandino said, and it's just been nothing but tush push. So I'm sure the Eagles are in a foul mood as well. I just think it's an under game based on all those everything we've been talking about until the Eagles can look right on offense.
Yeah, I'm wondering, by the way, how the secondary is going to slow down the Rams' passing attack. So far, Stafford has been arguably the best quarterback in football. And when you look overall, the Rams offense owns the best combination of explosive play rate and success rate in the entire league. So they're getting it done. And think about this for a second. I'll repeat that with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Those 2 players have combined for 2 catches, more than 10 yards this year, the entire 2 games. Stafford has 15 completions that have traveled 15 or more yards down the field. There is, and Jalen Hurts is only behind Aaron Rodgers for lowest depth of target out of any quarterback at this point.
Use Goddard, too. Get Goddard involved early. Every game brings new opportunities to cash in. You even got the right instincts with VSiN Pro. You'll see real-time DK and Circa betting splits, so you know where the public and sharps are putting their money. You got the morning email from Bill 80. The best bet, every host, every guest, every sport. You love it. Nonstop live video on the Watch app. Nigel's article's great on the Premier League. Start betting smarter today, $9.99. VSiN.com/subscribe.
Paulie will recap a lot of the big bets that came in last night and win some, lose some coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim is the only thing like it in the world.
Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
And maybe that's why they wouldn't, because they're the Giants and they don't do things that make sense.
Out of all these divisions, this is the one that I am the most curious about, because I do think there are positive signs for the Bears.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Good start to Thursday night football. Ollie Gordon, anytime, 6-1. Had it. First touchdown, 40-1 at Circa. Didn't have it. Damn it. That one was tough. And a tough beat with Malik. But Washington almost got in there, too. What a sweat that was for first touchdown.
I had Washington, Achane, right down the field with both those guys. And then your guy comes in. Washington almost got in there. I thought he was going to live, and then he got smacked at like the 2, and then that play ended right there. But good game overall last night.
Yep, both teams.
By the way, they fought for McDaniel.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's a doable schedule coming up, too. But if you lose at home Monday night to the Jets, that could be bon voyage. Both teams to score in the first quarter, plus 130. Here at Circa, Hill and Waddle both to score, plus 725. Kincaid anytime, plus 290. House anytime, 15-1. Kincaid most receiving, 17-1.
So the Dolphins play the Browns down the road. They got smoked last night by Kincaid.
Wide open.
They got crushed by Warren and the Colts in week 1. That's going to be an Njoku and Fanning special when they play.
Yep. So the Triple Crown paid 25-1, 30-1 in some spots. Allen passing, Kincaid receiving, Cook rushing.
All 3 bills.
Yep. In the first, the Cook and the Allen were easy, especially with that dump-off crap every single play by Tua.
That was so weird.
But yes, it was. And Allen got there, too, longest rush.
He did, but he did not go over his rushing yards.
Right. And isn't that something? He had 18 yards on 1 carry.
All right.
Beaver, 9-1 to win the series. 3-1 to win last night. What happened to the dream? They won game 1 and lost the series.
I didn't even look at the series price. They were 9-1 to win that, huh?
Yep. Look what the aces are. They're higher. I mean, you can get like 11-1 on the Fever just to win the series now.
Wow. Aces beyond lucky to get to this point.
They were tight. What a performance by Asia Wilson. 38 of the 76 or 74 points?
Yeah.
Yep. All time.
They announced the MVP, I think, of the league on Sunday.
Okay.
Again, Asia Wilson at the Westgate here before the final regular season game got to a $9 favorite. Other people are saying Collier, 50, 40, 90 season, only second time ever, I believe, right?
Yeah.
She has to win the award.
Uh-huh. Most runs scored, Marlins 8-1. Highest scoring game, Marlins Rockies 5-1. I'll say it. I'll put it out there again. The Rockies still have to win a game. They have 112 losses. They close at Seattle and at San Francisco. They could still set the record here. Modern era of the White Sox. They could also still set the National League record for losses, too. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Get the volume up here. I'm going in fresh. No volume? All right, well. The guy gets excited when he wins the race. Here we go. We got the race. Let me have it. Here we go. Look at the crowd. What a turnout for the dog race. Here he comes. He got it. He wins. And boy, you see lying here screaming.
He's letting me go.
Yeah,
I'm going to win this race.
Wow, he is screaming here before the race starts about I'm ready to go, and he takes it down. I can't believe how many people are there. What a setup in the field there at the park. Great turnout, and he wins. Excellent job. How about number 15? Not a problem. Dog playing the claw machine. The machine those kids get stuck in once in a while. Look at that. He's trying to get his toy. He's using his paw to maneuver it and try to grab his pet dog in there and get the pet and the toy coming down with the claw. Incredible.
That is a beautiful Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
And if we add another dog to the mix at some point, that's the kind of dog that I want to get.
There you go. Well done. Have it selected. I got our guy Robert on the American Bully case as well. One, lose some. Let's try this again. You have the pizza up for Mitch? Number 10. Are you going to screw me 2 days in a row? Okay, thanks a lot. Could you do this, Mitch, with the challenge? The Big Papa Slice? The challenge that they're offering?
Well, I will say this until we get the video here.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I could probably eat an entire pizza by myself.
Oh, really?
Now I can't even come close.
Come down. Yeah, here it is. They put that sucker right in front of you. And it's the biggest pizza you're ever going to see. And if you have, I think it's 15 minutes or half an hour to finish it.
Well, first of all, if it's piping hot, who the hell can finish a piping hot piece of pizza that quickly?
Yeah.
Ooh, no, my God.
Oh, that's enormous. That is well done with the Big Papa slice. Good marketing. He's got his face on the board as well.
How much of that could you eat? Like a fourth? In 15 minutes, we're talking here.
I had 10 pieces at Mama's, but I didn't eat for 12 hours.
Well, but how big are they?
They're big.
Are they squares? Are they triangles?
No, they're big. It's East Coast pizza. It's big. Oh, boy. Not even, you know what? Not even half. Look how big that is.
No, I could not eat half. There's no way.
That's half. No. Bad beats. Thursday night football, Bills team total under. It gets there because of the field goal. How did they get down there with the big play? That's an 11-1 overrun at home for the Bills team total. No turnover in the game was 8-1. The Tua pick late. And Seattle was 10-1 to win the series. I don't know what that was, adjusted series price after they got blown out in game 1. They had it. They had a great look to win the game.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Aces.
2 good looks.
2 good. Well, how about they shut the lights off?
The power outage.
I know.
The game's over, guys. Turn out the lights.
I know what just happened. Did that go in?
Nobody had any idea.
It went dark. They shut the lights off.
She shoots it for the Storm at the buzzer.
Yeah.
And actually, I think before the buzzer, they turn out the lights in the arena. Nobody had any idea if the ball goes in the basket other than the players.
I couldn't believe it. I go, this is a hot dog stand. No one's going to say anything?
The whole league's a disaster.
I know. How did the announcers not say anything? It's a follow-up. Oh, it's over. Wait, they shut the lights off.
Yep.
Before the line moves, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market. They help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books of full-time sharps on your own. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI and plugged into trusted insider sources. Jeff and the crew do a great job. Free reports, real-time alerts, and market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. They've been at it since 2011. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. Sharpplays.com. Trusted by pros, watched by the book. Sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the line with the sharp plays.
Well, let me ask you, there is a game to bet on tonight in the WNBA. It's Game 3, the final game. Mercury at home to the Liberty. This series should be over with already. Phoenix blew Game 1.
Yes.
Thomas missed an easy bunny at the buzzer to win it, and so they went to overtime, and they lost the game. They bounced back in Game 2 in New York, and they won 86-60. It was never close, and in that game, the Liberty were a 5 or a 6-point favorite.
Okay, so number one, I agree with your guy, Doug Kazarian, who follows this and does a great job. He's been on the show many times at WNBA, and he's on with Matt coming up.
Tonight at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 Eastern, because I think he's the leader, in the Friday Night Invitational.
Well, I said from the get-go, I can't wait for the playoffs to bet against the Liberty. So here it is, a great spot where he just obliterated them by 30 on the road, and they're the better team, and Stewart's compromised. The other thing I will add, no matter what happens tonight, Phoenix up to 3, it is a horrific spot for the winner. They have to start the second round Sunday afternoon in Minnesota. Minnesota's waiting for them.
Yeah, and Minnesota will be a big favorite in that game, obviously.
It's a horrific spot. We see that once in a while in the NBA with the playoffs, where you're playing like a game 7.
That's the play-in game, right? That you get, which team's going to make the playoffs. They play on, I think, Thursday and Friday night.
And you got to play game 1 Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday.
OKC.
Right.
Memphis had to, I think it was Memphis and OKC to beat them by 50.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a horrible turnaround. But I think the Fever can hang with the Aces as well. I think that's a lot of points.
All right. You had the Reds last night.
Oh, what? Hunter Green. Ooh.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh, what a performance.
Complete game.
Yep.
A bunch of strikeouts in that. Cubs could never touch him. Did you add anything today? What do you want to do with Kershaw tonight? That's the Apple TV game tonight, by the way.
Yeah, loved it. Watched the game last night. It was awesome. I love the Giants broadcasting crew. Pence is in for Kruko, but I love Kuiper and Kruko.
When I lived there?
I love those guys.
Paul, let me tell you, they are rock stars up there.
Are they?
Unbelievable. When I lived there for this goes back 12, 13 years ago, they were the biggest stars in the entire area, or some of them.
I think they're going to get to Kershaw. Now, I know the season's probably over, but it's last call after losing last night. They're 22-9 when Ray starts. This price is too high to get this kind of money on Ray. And Kershaw, all is no. It's like we're going to talk about with the Steelers coming up. I don't care about the Steelers' track record in New England. It was Brady and Belichick.
Yeah, that means
it's
nothing.
Irrelevant.
Right.
So Kershaw got the best numbers all time against the Giants and the best ERA all time.
He used to be automatic playing this team.
Yeah, but he's at the end of the line here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Giants get him, and I have to take the Giants tonight with this price. And I also bet the Astros not only tonight with Hunter Brown, but I bet the Astros $1.20 to win the series, and I bet the Guardians plus money to win the series against the Twins.
Yeah, I was also going to bet the Astros to win their series against the Mariners. I like them in this spot.
Yep.
I like them.
They always find a way to get it done.
Yep, always.
The Mariners haven't won the division since, 2001 or something? And Houston's done it every year outside of the COVID year. These are the games they win.
VSiN host Mike Somich on the program coming up next. We'll get his best bets, sides, totals, player props in the NFL on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.